show. And Eric was happy. He says, tell whoever in the background talking, yo, shut the fuck up. I want to hear you.
Classy. Very classy.
I'll go ahead and give this disclaimer. Donovan is actually doing the podcast.
Very classy.
He's doing the podcast and the YouTube channel as well. So he's producing the other aspects
See, right
of it.
there is exactly what's wrong with our people. Because this person walked in ignorant and we're putting a message out on YouTube and a podcast. This person, a male or female?
It's a male.
Punk ass
Oh,
is going
God.
to come in the show
Okay.
and just say something stupid.
Right.
If he had a problem with what we're doing, then you do something better, sir.
You heard it from me. I mean, from Donovan, not me, Eric Donovan. You know what I meant. But anyway, yeah, so as I said, Donovan is here. He's actually helping to disseminate the message. And so it's easy for him to speak to me opposed to sending me a message, if that's okay with you guys.
And I'm doing a podcast.
And you're doing a podcast.
So I have to be active with you a little bit. No. I'm talking to punk ass.
Oh, okay. But you ain't got to explain that to nobody.
But I'm talking to punk ass.
Okay, I got
So when I see him start doing something to help the cause, then
I got you.
we will be together. But see, that's our problem as black people.
I got
We're so quick to comment and don't know what the fuck we're talking about. Excuse me for getting upset on your
I got
show.
some Christians on here. No,
Sorry about that. No, I'm really sorry about that.
No,
but,
I get you.
But I'm glad. I'm glad that dumbass came on and showed why we are never going to be together.
I got you. That's not why though. That's
one of the reasons.
I got you.
Right there, because right there, I could take my little podcast, I could take my YouTube and my expertise.
I got you.
And not do anything, and your message will just be with your little friends, and that's it.
So you pissed them off.
So what's this guy's name?
His name is Eric.
Eric, fuck you. And anybody that looks like you. Are we clear? Thank you. Go ahead and continue.
I do apologize for that, you guys. I might have to take the podcast back to the room, y'all.
No, you don't.
Right.
But what's the problem here? Me or Eric?
No, I got it. I got it. But there's other people on here.
I understand. And again, those people that I apologize to that. But that is a clear-cut reason
I agree.
Of why
I agree. But
we have our problems.
This is a commercial break, y'all. We got to have a thick skin.
I do have a thick skin.
We go through this all the time.
I know I do.
Right. We got to breathe.
I'm breathing. I'm breathing. But again, Eric, you shut the fuck up.
Okay. Y'all got my friend over. Y'all. Eric, you got my friend over here shaking. He's highly upset. So let's woosah.
Because this is what I'm talking about.
I get these comments. Sydney, you says flip side. Jay-Z told Fat Joe, Lord have mercy. Flip side. Jay-Z told Fat Joe not to mention his name with the plane for Puerto Rico. Jay's thoughts was his name was bigger than the cause. Oh, okay. I hadn't heard that. Then it says, sad. Holland, there wouldn't be an NFL or NLB. That's what Major Baseball League, or I think that's what it is. I'm not really abreast of sports. Benny says, we need their validation. And, Donovan, I shouldn't have read the comment. It just, sometimes I read the comment and...
Oh, yeah, no.
No, but okay, I don't want to get started back.
No, I'm not going to start it. You don't have to apologize, but I'm glad that he came on. This is exactly what we're talking about.
Okay, I agree.
Ignorant folks that don't know what's going on.
I agree. Okay, so Benny, you said we so need their validation. We think we do. We don't need it, but we think we do. And Randy says exactly. We're integrated into a broken system. Martin Luther King. Yeah, he realized that right before his death. Like, wow, I've been preaching the wrong message. I have been marching my people into a burning building. And so, yeah, shortly after that, he was gone. Hey, Ben, you say, what's up, D? You see what's happening where you been. Cindy says, by the block. I know what you meant. Jonelle says, to thy own self be true. First, we are own program need our own program to depend and think that whites got the goods, the stolen goods. We need to love Black Label and ignore the whitewash that works to keep their images brands, etc., before our eyes. We are trendsetters, and we need to embrace and support the trends that we set. Black news must be the new wave, and is so. Let's flood this world with our production. Yes. Well, we are very creative people, and so production, we're capable of producing things. We just need to produce them and buy them with ourselves and keep the party going. So yeah, we're more than capable of that. And Sean says, that's right, Queen. I learned a lot of very important information from the Hidden Colors documentary series. Yes, we've all watched the Hidden Color documentaries, and we also need to go deeper because there are levels to these. A lot of us, we go off of what we've been taught. Not a lot of us, but some people go off of what we've been taught in school and just kind of on the surface of what we learned in Black history, Luther King, Malcolm X, some a little bit Malcolm X. And, the people who were kind of not really considered a threat. And we think that's all to us. But no, there's levels to this. Jonelle says, right. I would be quick to find a Black restaurant. Yeah, why do we continue? And I'm so backed up in these comments. Why do we want to keep forcing ourselves upon people who don't want us? And then Holland is saying, peace, brothers, to the comments. And Randy says, I'm getting you guys' comments late. Forget that guy. Let's continue our conversations. And Benny says, like I said, psychological. Holland says, peace again. Oh, Jonelle says, we got to keep our expressions to the best ability in an elevated state. Donovan, don't allow them to take you there. I'm reading. Woosah. These comments came afterwards.
I know. I'm not saying anything.
I just want y'all to know, too, Donovan got like 1,000 black belts, too, so.
And I'm a military guy, so I'm not going to take any crap.
You shouldn't. So. And then Donovan, I'm reading the comments. Probably just skip past all that. Cindy says, damn, Donovan, yo, son, breathe. And Jonelle says, you are appreciated, Donovan, and you're on the dive in the mud with Eric. We got to rise above our emotions as a people.
Thank you.
And I try to say your name. Arsene. Did I say that? Lucas. So, oh my God, I'm so late. No, you're right on time.
Right on time.
Holland says, thanks for what you do. See? Everybody's appreciative.
I know they are. But that goes back to what we've been talking about and what we're saying in people and why we're so ignorant and we're in our situation, because you have people that get involved that don't know everything that's going on.
Look how that caused a distraction. And that's what
it didn't cause my distraction. I was ready to whip some ass.
We got to not get distracted, because what Black people are be in for in the very, very near future, if not now, is going to be worse than what just happened here. So we got to keep our hat. Got to keep our cool about ourselves.
Absolutely.
Like they did back in civil rights when they would have people sit at the counter, they would have them practice pouring drinks and stuff on their head.
No, I'm not doing that. I'm not that kind of person, but go ahead. You
got to breathe,
No, go ahead.
And so Howard says, wow, Demetri, your ratings are going to jump out the roof in the Eric episode. Yes, this ain't an episode of Love and Hip Hop, man, okay? Right. We are above that. And Al says, I'm a military man myself, so I know how to curse too. Yeah, your foul mouth. And then Jonelle says, they sell us on the need for their validation. Slavery has implemented that need for white validation, but when you treat whites with what they serve, their insecurity blooms. Yeah, it's like, well, we can do it to you. Mm-hmm. We just don't want you to do it to us. We know it wasn't good when we were doing it to you, but yeah, get over it. Slavery's over. It has nothing to do with you, but yeah, you still want to keep doing things that they did in slavery. So how can it really be over? Mm. And Cindy says, since you are ass kicking machine, inbox me, Donovan. I need tips. And you also say, Al, to give me boot camp exercises. Yeah. But we're messing around means you're gonna need to know. We are gonna need to know how to defend ourselves, not just physically, but we don't want to talk about that kind of stuff on here. Right. And I was going to say that too. Eventually, we are going to have to start going underground, whatever that means, and not be as vocal on social media, because we do indeed know that the FBI, the government, they are monitoring Black people who they deem to be activists, and so they're going to have to be a little bit more discreet on the things we say, which is why a lot of times try to label the captions of these live feeds so that they raise a flag. And I've been thinking about that even before we found out about that. Benny says, my brother, we can't be so reactionary and more responsive. Are we you said response able? Yes. And that is true. I mean, I do get where Donovan is coming from. It is hard a lot of times because you guys, believe it or not, I get inboxes from different people that are not so nice. I mean, even from the YouTube, people will say stuff. On the podcast, they'll say stuff. But I have a very thick skin because I know doing what we do, you and I, everybody, there are people who aren't going to like what we do. And so they're going to try to keep us quiet by talking about us, trying to make us feel bad. But we ain't got time feeling bad, because we are going to be, not going to be, but we are up against it. And so I do understand it is easy to come unglued. But I mean,
I didn't come unglued, but I made a statement.
But people do appreciate what you do, Donovan. So it's all love.
Of course
it's all love.
But why are you defending Eric and addressing that?
How did I defend Eric?
No, I mean, you don't have to placate to me. Like I said, I just made a statement.
Right, but I'm saying, I know you made a statement, but It's like, breathe.
I have Usad.
Okay.
But I mean, that also proved our point about what's going on in our community.
Absolutely. And so Al says, I know what I'm to use as my joke of the day tomorrow. Oh, God.
I've become famous.
A black man walks into a bar. I don't know. And Holly sent a video or it looks like a link. Something. It says Houston's. Oh, okay. So I can see the little thing in there. That's why T.I. and a brother named Jay Morrison, he's a real estate, I guess, mogul out there in Atlanta. What had happened was, and so this is people kind of, arguing about this a little bit. What had happened was him and his team and his woman, they had closed the deal or did something. So they wanted to walk next door to Houston's. This is a famous restaurant in Atlanta, and it was seven of them, and the people in the restaurant was like, well, we can't seat more than 6 people. It says it on our website, blah, blah, blah. So they got into a big verbal altercation and said, okay, fine. Split up 3 over here and 4 over here, and they still refused to seat them. And so from that point, I guess they didn't know who Jay was. And so Jay formed a big boycott. T.I. was out there. They were all out there boycotting, and they're trying to shut the restaurant down. And it's like so far they have been successful in closing it down early anyway. A couple of days they didn't even open. But some people are arguing, well, is he now taking, and it's not, I don't know who this Jay Morrison really is, so I don't know if he's active in the community. But some people are saying, well, maybe it's just a matter of him, being the upper echelon. He was disrespected, and so now he's, saying something. Or is he really in it to fight for black people? To me, either way, he's doing it good. Raise awareness in that black people are waking up, and we are no longer going to accept a lackluster treatment. But I come from the standpoint of, why even try to eat there? Well, they're arguing, well, there's no black businesses or restaurants in that area. You got to travel out. They're in Buckhead, I think it is. So they got to travel outside of Buckhead or eat anywhere else. And so that's why they were going there. But he also was cognizant of the fact that they being his friends and the people with money, need to start pooling their resources together and opening up black restaurants so that will not be an issue. Because to me, you told me you didn't want to seat me repeatedly. I'm not going to keep trying to eat there. I don't know what the hell you're going to do to my food.
Right.
I'm good. Let's go back to the office and have some sandwiches. Jonelle says, that's like the trolls that come on while the minister is speaking and text certain things for certain reactions. We must have mind over matter. I'm not saying we lay down, but hit with precision when needed truly. No, I agree. And I do see that, especially a lot of people, Jonelle, follow a lot of the same people. And I do see a lot of the trolls on the minister's podcast and a lot of the people, and they are there to distract and take attention away from it. And we just need to ignore that completely because they're not bringing anything of value. Black people are in the worst condition ever than anybody else ever has been or will be on the planet. And we got to quit getting lost in the distractions. It's easy. It's very easy to get lost in the distractions. I mean, I follow a lot of the trends and stuff on social media as far as what some celebrities doing, but not really. Because to me, it's like that doesn't have anything to do with us. So what? Wendy Williams' husband is cheating on her. And what does that got to do with us? So what? A, B, C, and D, and Cardi B, and all these people. That's their distractions. It's nice to look at every once in a while, but to make that our focal talking point. So yeah, you're right. We do have people who are trying to take away from the discussion. We got bigger fish to fry. As I said, we all come against trolls, especially those of us who consider ourselves to be awake. You do have, hell, I can't even post about a vegan comment, and I have people coming on there.
I heard about that.
I know, because it was your homeboy.
I heard about that.
Every time I say something about a vegan, oh, you're talking bad about meat eaters again. There you go, demonizing meat. I'm like, dude, not even demonizing meat eaters. I'm making a statement. Yesterday, I made a statement. That's something I was watching a documentary, and the guy says, we all say we're afraid of cancer, but we don't behave that way. And what does he do? He gets on there. Are you talking about meat eaters again? Because, I was always told when you throw this rock into the crowd, the one that hollers is the one that got hit. So it's just like, my brother, did you get hit? You never eat a tomato in your life. That ain't got nothing to do with me.
Right.
Tell your friend I said that.
Okay, definitely. I didn't know what was going on. He called me. I said, what?
Is he really upset?
I don't know.
Golly. Stop. Maybe he needs to quit eating meat. It's making him angry.
Yeah, making him angry.
Yeah. Benny says, being reactionary is when our emotions force us to give away our control versus being responsive, which is being proactive, prepared, and calculate in total control. Yes, I'm in public relations, and I try to teach people the difference between being proactive and reactive. It's hard. It's very hard sometimes to not allow people to get you there, but
I've got PTSD. Don't worry about it.
PTSD. He really does. So, you guys can't see, but I have this divider. You can't see. So, he starts going wacko. No, I'm just playing. But yeah, so, I absolutely, we got to keep our cool. It ain't always easy. And so Ali says, the show is going well, but as hard as it can get sometimes, it must stay professional, and we can't curse out the listeners. Moving forward. Cindy says, I know this might sound funny, but I am being serious. Okay.
Okay. Serious.
Okay.
We're serious.
I don't have arguments with people at all. I let people stay in the sunken place. Side note, comments are rolling up. Side note, I think Cardi B being speaking from the scrolls, though, it should have been speaking from the scrolls. Joking. What's the scrolls?
Yeah, I don't get that.
You talking over head, younger people talking over my head. No, I agree. It's just I got away from having arguments with people too, because it's counterproductive. Some people just like to argue and they'll take you there, and that's why you have to just say, okay, all right, okay. And they still want to argue up that. You said okay. Holland says, but let me ask you your opinion. When he put the Prophet Muhammad picture up, saying he's Jesus. He being Farrakhan? Is that who you're speaking of? And then Sydney says, did I just say that? Yes, he did. And Jonelle says, right, when they eat, don't make us, what they eat don't make us crap. Are they building farms, hospitals, schools, business? That's going to impact what we, the haven't. There will always be the watchers who are just that, not in the game. And those in the game win, must stay focused. Yeah, you're absolutely right. Some people are just there. And I always say we need to educate ourselves so we exactly know what we're up against. It's not really a laughing matter at all. Black people, as I said a minute ago, are in the worst spot ever. We're in the worst condition. But we have gotten so used to being entertained, so used to being distracted. That's why we have all of these shows about black people doing absolutely nonsense.
The most.
You won't see black people over doing things that are helpful. You'll see stuff, as we say, like Empire, Scandal, all those other shows are just nonsense. I saw something on Facebook, the creator of The Shade Room, which I don't follow. She's this big time, she owns this big time gossip mill. And it was a Ford commercial, rather. And the Ford commercial says that she is positively impacting black culture. So it's like, is gossip considered black culture? Okay. And then so Yafet, did I say that right? Jackson. So people say slavery is over. It's not. We might not have the shackles of chains, but the new form of slavery is debt. We people serve white debtors that control bankers' cartels. Absolutely. We have financial debt and mental slavery. Financial slavery and mental slavery. Absolutely. Sydney says, don't even say okay, D. Too much energy wasted. No Negropean or slaves will cross me. I will allow them to speak with themselves. You dead serious? No, I and sometimes I do. I just go mute because I'm just not. I got other things to do. I always wonder, people who sit on social media and argue all day, like, what else do you have to do? Do you have a job? Do you own a business? Are you raking the leaves in the grass? Are you doing something other than sitting up being an internet gangster? I don't understand that. That's part of the problem too. Social media has become a distraction to where hours, and I'm guilty of that too, which is why I log off a lot. And hours in front in social media scrolling. Oh, they're talking about this. Okay, let me jump into this argument.
Walking down the street on our phones, in the car on our phones.
Don't even see people anymore, and we're sitting right next to them. And so Sydney says, Cardi B be speaking from the ancient schools. Oh, I'm about to say, really? Is that what that is? Maybe. Oh, it's encrypted. Oh, who knew? Al says Donovan and Eminem can collaborate for the new cipher on the next year's BET Hip Hop Awards. Maybe they will.
You're damn right.
Maybe they will. Who says that was a picture of the honorable. Oh, okay. He's addressing the question. Yeah. That was a picture of the honorable Elijah Muhammad, and he is our modern day Christ, the raised from we, the mentally dead, by Allah in person of Master Farad, the first fruit of we who slept. Let me say, see more. Take it, leave it alone. So, was it Holland that asked that? I hope that answers your question. I honestly need to do my research a little bit more too. There's, as I said, always levels to this. We think, if we see Farrakhan holding up a picture of Elijah Muhammad, saying he's Jesus, we don't know that it's actually levels to what he's saying. The minister's been preaching and teaching for over 30 years, and so he has said a lot. And he's, he knows a lot. So, like I said, there's levels. And then you also say some of those trolls be the government. They have a whole task force just for that regulation. Absolutely. To keep us distracted, to keep us, talking about stuff that don't matter, or to throw in there and say stupid stuff like, they're coming off as somebody who was black and, say stuff about Farrakhan. Oh, he's actually working for the government. I've heard people say Farrakhan working for the government and all this stupid stuff. It's like, dude, get some education about yourself. I often see people who, they are this big time, oh gosh, slipped my mind. Brother Khalid Muhammad. They're followers of Brother Khalid Muhammad. And, he hated Farrakhan and Farrakhan had him killed. It's like, you Negroes are just stupid. You have no clue as to what actually happened, any of that kind of stuff. You're just going with what you see. And most of the people talking about Brother Khalid Muhammad weren't even born when the brother died. And so now all of a sudden you guys have gotten this cult following. You have no clue. And I always tell people, and I don't always tell people, but for those who don't know, my father was Brother Khalid Muhammad's first lieutenant when he was the minister of Temple 27 out here in Los Angeles. So as I said, there's levels to this stuff. It's stuff people have no idea what happened between, with the split with Brother Khalid Muhammad and the Nation of Islam. People have no idea, but they're just going off of things they think they know. But I know. I just can't talk about it. And so Sydney says, I need to log off a lot too. A lot of negative energy on social media. You're right. And that's why I log off too, because those things will inculcate your mind and you'll start to feel bad. When I wake up in the morning, I do affirmations. I pray because I want to start my day off right. I don't want to start off in negativity, which is why I said starting tomorrow at night, tonight when I go to bed, I am going to, after I get off the phone with my man, I'm put the phone away from me. So the first thing in the morning when I wake up, I don't get on social media. And I'm like, dang, I was supposed to be outside at the mountain running 30 minutes ago. I'm not even going to log on first thing. Once I get all of my things taken care of, then I will get back on to see what's happening. And so I can control my life, not even just my day, my life. So you're absolutely right. And let's see, this thing kind of going slow. Let's see.
Get that helicopter.
Oh, okay, I
shooting
see.
radar beams.
I'll move past my comments. And then so Secret Guardian says, on the topic, D, your hair is the bomb. Oh, thank you. You know what, you guys? I did this myself. I did
Save
the
the
whole
money.
thing. I did, because, the person who usually braided, she got to talking crazy with her prices. I was like, okay, I can do this. And I did.
You're certified.
I mean, I'm just
You're certified.
I'm certified to be crazy. No, I'm just playing. But thank you. And Jonelle says, YouTube mind control tactics and COINTELPRO. Yeah, YouTube is actually our friend. There's a lot of information on there. And if you don't believe what's on there, dig deeper, And Cindy says, they believe everything on social media. Yeah, that's too bad. Social media is just like Wikipedia. I mean, there's some credible things on Wikipedia, but people can put anything on social media and pass it off as the truth. Propaganda, to people who are uneducated and will not go seek knowledge. It all sounds believable. It does. It all sounds like it's the thing to be. Like, you guys have probably seen this about black ice. Vanilla ice cream used to be black, but it changed to white because white couldn't imagine eating black ice cream. Well, that's a lie. So people do that kind of stuff. Right. And then Jonelle says, just like who wasn't born when Malcolm X was living and people don't do research. Yeah, like you have no clue, but you're getting on social media, preaching as if your ass was there in the room. Like you weren't even, you have no clue. You're uneducated. And then most of those people have large followings of people who believe the nonsense of the ranting and raving. And for those of, not you guys, I know you guys don't, but a lot of black people who call themselves revolutionaries, I guess, get on social media and rant and rave about white people all day. White people this, people that. And well, if they think that's what black love is and black unity is, they need to just sit down. Because black unity and black love is not about talking about white people all day. And as a matter of fact, Farrakhan talked about that in his message today. He says, yeah, you can talk about white people, but why? Why are we doing that? We need to be talking about self. Mm-hmm. Absolutely. And then so Al says, my wonderful future father-in-law always says, never let a classless person outclass you. Absolutely. He does say that, but I will shut the F up so D can continue talking. You see,
nice.
I know Al right got his book of jokes because he writes. Al writes and he writes all of his jokes. Oh, yeah. He going to be on one for the next, you gave him enough information for the next 3 months.
Rodney Dangerfield, he wrote all the time, constantly.
And then so Cindy says, D, you ain't lying. Not today, I'm not. No. And then it says, Birth of a Nation is still teaching lesson on HBO. So they're playing Birth of a Nation on HBO. I don't have HBO. I did see the movie. I thought it was an awesome movie. It didn't do well, but we know why. And Benny says, that's why by mental disorder, we have expected our illnesses as the normal. And we see any other acknowledgement of this illness as a sign of weakness in our community. If you want to call it let's see. If you want to call it, sometimes I lose the comments when I see more. Because like I said, you really need to, I'll say if you want to call it a community, I'm sorry. Weakness is basically death. Like I said, we really need to focus on our unhealthy behavioral patterns that have been diabolically implemented and affected us for so long. Now, absolutely. Dr. Joyce DeGruy talks about that. The post-traumatic stress of slavery, and that we are still suffering from the effects of slavery. So people say, just get over slavery. You're not a slave anymore. That happened so long ago. Well, it's still continuing. So absolutely. And Cindy says, send me that message, D or Jonelle. Oh, you talking about the one for Farrakhan? Go on his page. It was the latest Live Pass podcast today. They were in New Jersey, I think it was, for the 20th annual Million Man March.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
Yeah, so, which I think they should have another one soon. I mean, I don't know if I'd be able to go, but. And Arsene, I hope I'm saying that right. He says, Demetri K, you are in 2 words just fantastic. Oh, thank you. Says, I just can't believe you said a few minutes ago you know about Khalid Muhammad, but can't talk about it. Laugh out loud. I'm serious. It wasn't too long ago, as a matter of fact, and I remember riding in his limo because my dad was his first lieutenant. My dad was also a mechanic, so he did work for him and stuff too, but they were really close. So I remember the brother up close and personal, his family and everything. But a couple months ago, me and my father sat in my car, and he disclosed a lot of information to me that was mind-blowing. I was like, word? He says, but you really can't talk about that kind of stuff. But it was stuff he knew first. That's all I'll say about that. Then it says, Black people need to support the DVD. You talking about Hidden Colors? Is there a new one out? I think there's a new one out, if I'm not mistaken. And Jonelle says, the minister entire message is on his page and my page as well. You can watch the replay also at NOI.org webcast to get a copy and call the number. Yeah, so it's everywhere, which it is refreshing to see the minister on all these wonderful social media things. So social media is not all bad, because we do have a lot of people who come on, like the minister, and they give us lessons. They teach us. So those awesome ways to use social media. What time we got, Donovan?
We got 15 minutes.
Got 15 minutes. Mm-hmm. So anyway, I don't see any more comments. Are there anything that you guys want to talk about that we didn't cover? Something I might have missed. I know a lot of things take place in the media, but I don't have television and I'm not really abreast of a lot of things that go on. Also, then he said Birth of a Nation. I went watching that movie again. It was, I thought, a great movie that was so underwatched. And it's unfortunate in that Black people. Oh, I do have a question from a podcast listener. I forgot. I didn't forget you, Michelle. It just kind of went under the radar. It's unfortunate that a lot of Black people rallied against the movie. So anyway, Michelle, I'm going to try to read this chicken scratch from Dr. Donovan.
Sorry.
It says, education is not stressed anymore in the home. Example, Blac Chyna and her mother celebrate having a Kardashian baby. Not, what does that say?
Not independent success.
Oh, not independent success. Okay, so I'll try to address the first part. Education is not stressed anymore in the home. That is true to some degree. I know in my home, it was and it is stress. My daughter, as I tell you guys, is off in college finishing her education. So I do personally, even when she was in elementary school, I stressed it. I tried to teach her what I knew other than when she was going to go to school, taught the basics, the Martin Luther King, and all the simple stuff. I'm not talking bad about it, but education should be stressed in the home in regards to going to get education, but we should also be educating our children from the home so that when they go out into the schools in the community and they hear certain things about them, it won't be a shock to them. Or they'll also be able to say, well, that's nice. However, I know that's not true because my mama and daddy told me A, B, C, and D about me. So yeah, we do need to stress education in the home. Hey, Samuel, we also need to turn off the doggone television. There is nothing good on television for us to watch. And I say this too, as far as education and people who have kids, stop allowing your children to scroll on their phones. You don't know who they're talking to. You have no idea who they're talking to, what sites they're on. I'm reading an article that basically said, back in the day, if you, not me, wanted to watch porn, you had to go to a video store
and get a brown bag.
Yeah, and the clerk walked around to the back discreetly. Okay, you said you wanted Debbie Does Dallas.
Yeah.
Okay, I'll be right back. And then they bring it back to you in a bag. Here is 101 Dalmatians, sir. Yeah. But now you can get it on your phone. Not me. Right. You can get it on your phone.
Good point.
You ain't even got to leave the house. And so what do you think your children are watching?
What I think she was kind of alluding to on that question is, look at Blac Chyna's reaction, her mother's reaction to the fact that, the woman's twerking herself and they just hit a payday. So it's like they're teaching their daughters, don't worry about, get an NBA star or whatever. Don't even worry about, doing yourself.
Benefits.
Right.
Get you a man with benefits.
So.
We don't want to talk about or use, and thank you for the question, Michelle. We don't want to use Tokyo Toni as the litmus test for motherhood. Tokyo Toni, who was, and I hate to even give you guys a history lesson. I don't even know how I know about Tokyo Toni, but she's a stripper who happens to be the mother of Blac Chyna. And so the listener was wanting to know, why is that, well, why do we think that's the thing to do? Well, I would say that Tokyo Toni and Blac Chyna, they are they're not the rule.
No, they're not the rule, but
they're the exception to the rule.
But this generation of young girls, it seems, it's to be a stripper is something to strive for, and that's never happened before.
It's not something to strive for. You know, hopefully, though, we as mothers, we are the first teachers. We need to be teaching our daughters that is the path of least resistance.
Right.
Yeah, you can go be a stripper and make some money, but then what next? You know,
Sure.
I've never been in a strip club. But imagine a man is going to get tired of looking at your,
Yeah.
funky 40-year-old, 50-year-old self after a while, so go get some education.
Sure.
And so Samuel says, have you checked out the DVD, Out of Darkness by Sabir Bey? Probably better than Hidden Colors. No, but I will, because I love watching documentaries, especially that can be educated. So I will check that out. Jonelle says, just want to say support Muhammad Farms. Visit MuhammadFarms.com and support all black businesses, schools, and products. We are not beggars. We are born doers and builders. God is us. I mean, yes, absolutely. Yes. I will check that out. I love buying black. It's a joy. It gives me a thrill to be able to do that. Now, if we can just do it more often, keep the money home. They say it circulates, the black dollar circulates 6 hours in our community. We need to have it circulating a lot longer than that. That's how we are going to get out of where we are. And Al says, I have a question from the podcast. Was today's first part show rated R and the second part rated G?
No, actually, it was the other way around. Because remember, we were in the second part.
Oh, he said, well, we were in the second part when the fireworks took off. Yeah. So, yeah.
I haven't heard from Sean since. So.
Yeah, it wasn't Sean. I'm not going to tell you his name.
Okay, but anyway, that's how you address hecklers.
Yeah. But from now on, we're going to keep it family friendly because, I do know that some younger people do watch. So, cover your ears, young people. And then Jonelle says, sober up, do the math, self-love for the win. Yes, you always say that. And I do think about that when you say that, self-love for the win, because that is how we are to win, by loving ourselves and loving each other. We should not love other people before we love ourselves. And we shouldn't add other races for doing. That's what you're supposed to do. You're supposed to love yourself. And Arsene, you say, I think the maker of Hidden Colors made a new chapter. I don't know if it's Hidden Colors, but it's called The Hidden Story of Haiti. Okay, is that what it is? By the way, my first name is pronounced Arson. Arson. Okay, interesting. And then you say, let's say Seymour Isle. Oops. It won't let me. Uh-oh. Hold on. There we go. Okay, so he says, I'll spare you the proper French pronunciation. Arson. Okay, keep all of your stuff up. Once again, you are great. Thank you so much. Arson. I have to remember that. I'll repeat that 3 times. Arson. It's France. And Samuel says, greetings. The minister is cranking it up. We as a nation are about to come to birth. As the minister has told Trump, push it real good. Yes, he did say that. You know what? I was listening to the minister as I was getting dressed, and I was like, did the minister just sound the alarm on something he said? And it was in regards to police brutality. I was like, did he just sound the alarm? Because anybody listening to that would be like, oh, is it on and cracking now? And so Samuel says, let's see. Oops, no, I read that already. Benny says the need to be taught the challenge their teachers in society as well intellectually, and always approach all information objectively and trust no other research over your own. Absolutely. Donovan is good for saying that. If you don't believe what I'm saying, go find out for yourself. Go research it for yourself. Don't take my word for it. So absolutely, we need to do our research. And Samuel says, Demetria, what resonated with you about the minister's message today? I tuned in late. Well, as always, most of the things that he says resonated with me, but that specifically, when he was talking about police brutality, I literally stopped what I was doing in the mirror. I was like, did he just sound the alarm? Because that sounded like to me. He was dead clear about that. Like, we keep on. Keep on. And I think that's what he did. I mean, maybe it was just me, my wishful thinking. And Al says, I just saw the edited bootleg version of next week's episode of your show at the White Barbershop, and me and Don are watching with a muzzle on our mouths.
Damn right.
Golly. That was definitely one for the records. But again.
We got to get the ratings up. You know how
Donovan said we got to get the ratings up. Next you're going to have some twerkers back there. So let's see.
But in all seriousness, to all the listeners, I do personally apologize, but sometimes you got to put people in a check. That's just how you got to do it. So
Donovan says, I don't take no mess from nobody. Okay?
I won't run from a white man. I definitely won't run from a black man.
Oh, shit.
So there it is. But my apologies again.
That's all good. It happens.
Yes,
I got your back.
No, you didn't. You were throwing knives.
If I was throwing knives, you would see me throwing some knives. So anyway, Holland says, great set today, Demetri K. and Donovan.
See? Told you. You got the drama in there every now and then. Get some spice going.
Donovan, he, like I said, we do another show during the week, and the ratings are pretty good on that show, but we have a different, format on that show. We're a little bit more loose on that show. Yeah, you got the ratings up. You would think Donovan would be used to the daggers, but
no, I'm used to the daggers. But on a show like this, when he came with language like that, I'm gonna give it as what
Donovan said. My heart don't pump no Kool-Aid.
Right.
Okay.
Right. I mean, when he's using that kind of language, I'm gonna give it right back to you. So you can't play the victim.
I got you. I think he's scared of Eric Gall because he ain't said a word.
Exactly.
But anyway, what time we got?
We got plenty of time.
We got 2 minutes, so I don't see any more comments, so I'll go ahead and close. As always, thank you so much for joining me. And Donovan, thank you so much for all that you do. If you guys just see all of the stuff, I would turn the camera around, but I think Donovan likes to remain a little bit secretive about what's going on here. He don't want y'all to see his secret.
It takes a lot of work. It does. The editing and stuff, it takes a lot.
As you can see, I got this bright light on me. Right. He's got tripod here, mics. I got a mic there, mic there. I mean, it's just this elaborate makeup, and as I said, Donovan's idea to do this, so I am forever grateful because I was kind of content being in the room, but as we know, we're going to do bigger and better things. We got to move out of our zone, so I do thank you for allowing me the vehicle and the tools to do that.
We got to think big and do big.
And you know what? Honestly, it's weird, and I've been talking to my sister and my daughter trying to figure this out. Not night, but the night before, for those of you guys who don't know, my mom passed on almost a year ago. I dream about her often, but I don't always remember the dreams. But this dream was so crisp and clear. And I dreamed that she was listening to my to the live feed. Mm-hmm. And she was in her hospital. And I said, Mom, do you need earphones? Because there was other people around. She says, yeah, I need earphones. And I gave it to her, and she continued to listen, and then I woke up. So I don't think that's but I never really remembered a dream about my mom so clear. So maybe we're on to something. Yeah, so anyway, as always, I thank you guys for joining us. For those on the podcast and YouTube, if you like what we're doing, please like and share. And send us your comments and questions. We'll be more than happy to cover those. So I do thank you guys as always. Alice, I have a question podcast. It's today, Wednesday, or Sunday. It's Sunday. So anyway, thank you guys so much. I will see you guys around on Facebook. And next week, Al will be here. Maybe we can get him here.
Yeah, we'll get him a guest spot.
He won't be.
There's no problem.
But anyway, we'll see you guys later. And Samuel says, elaborate on the police brutality. I'm getting off of here. To those on the podcast, if we cut off, I will talk to you guys next week. Police brutality. He was just basically saying that we're done putting up with it. And I want to be discreet in what I say because we do know that we're watched on here. So Farrakhan can do those things because he has a lot of protection and ain't nobody gonna mess with the minister. But he was very clear in that the day of the Geechee, the day of taking it is over. He was very clear about that. So anyway, I will see you guys. And Jonelle says, peace, queen and fam. You guys next week.
The Demetri K Show on the local podcast.
Beautiful day and the rest of the week. Peace.